G'day there, Jess here, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome. Today I've got another 30-day experiment for you, and this one is all about Instagram. So I run a couple of online businesses, Ethereal, my jewellery business, and Create and Thrive, which is my online education business for makers. And I have Instagram accounts for both of those, as well as a personal Instagram account and a couple of other ones. Instagram is not a main part of my marketing strategy, especially for my handmade business, but it is important, and I'm always working on ways to make it work better for me and my businesses. So I thought I'd do an experiment. Would posting to my Instagram feed every day for 30 days make a significant difference? Would it make an impact on my followers, my engagement? And most importantly, would that actually translate across to getting more visitors to my website and then hopefully potentially more sales? Because really, that's the point of running a business. Instagram is to get people and turn them eventually from, followers into customers. So that was the aim. The hypothesis of this experiment is that it would have an impact, that it would increase my reach, increase my engagement, and that it would also drive more traffic, therefore, through to my website than the normal posting schedule that I was on. Now on Create and Thrive, I was on like a 3 times a week posting schedule. Over on Ethereal, I was on a whenever I remember to do it posting schedule because it really isn't a core part of my marketing for that business. So it was quite a change to jump straight into doing a post every day for 30 days. My method was pretty simple. I was going to post to my feed every day for 30 days. I didn't worry so much or think about any other aspect of Instagram like stories or reels or anything like that. I tried not to do anything differently with those so I didn't muddle the results of the experiment. I achieve this by using an app called Later, and I've got a video that shows you how you can easily use Later for free to actually schedule your Instagram and Facebook and Pinterest posts ahead of time. I'll put a card to that and I'll link to it in the description as well. I also have another video with 20 Instagram post ideas for handmade business, so I'll link to that as well. Later was a real lifesaver for me because it allowed me to bulk schedule ahead of time, especially when I'm doing for 2 accounts. So I had to do, 14 posts every single week. I would sit down once a week and schedule up the posts ahead of time. So it was done and I didn't have to think about it. It meant I wasn't going to forget to post to Instagram any day. So I didn't miss any days. I posted every single day for 30 days to both accounts. Now, during this time, I also ran a challenge in my membership community for makers, the Thriver Circle, where I encouraged them to do this experiment as well. I also gave them daily Instagram tips and ideas and information, so that was available to my members. And so I got some results from them as well and saw what impact doing this daily posting actually had on their account. So it wasn't just me, but I'm going to mostly share my results of this experiment in today's video. All right, so let's look at the results. I'm going to start with the Instagram results, so my Instagram Insights results. Let's start with Ethereal, my jewellery business. Now, this definitely saw the most change because I'd gone from, as I said, pretty sporadic posting to daily posting. So I got an 83.6% increase in the accounts that I reached and a 162.1% increase in content interactions. So there definitely was a big increase in my reach, therefore, so how many people I was reaching and how many people were interacting with my content. My followers grew by 1.5%, so I went, my current followers as of this, at the end of this experiment, was 1,686 followers. So that grew a little bit. It definitely grew more than it had in previous months. So a few more stats. Let's talk about impressions. So this increased by 105.7% versus the previous 30 days. My profile received 37.8% more visits than the previous 30 days, and my website was tapped on, according to this, 24.3% more than the previous 30 days. And this is an interesting stat because I'm going to actually compare this to what my website says later on in the video. All right, let's talk about Create and Thrive, my teaching Instagram. So this one's really interesting. My accounts reached actually was a negative number. So it went down by 4.2% versus the previous 30 days. My content interactions did increase though, that went up by 57.1%. My audience also grew a reasonable amount, 1.4%, went up to 8,690 followers. So that's good. I mean, the interactions didn't go up a huge amount, but I did get, some more followers. So my impressions increased a little bit, 1.1%. Account activity, I had 24.8% more profile visits, which was nice. However, that being said, I had 0.9% less taps on my website during this time than I did in the previous 30 days. So as you can see, I did have some increase in stats, obviously more on one account than the other, which is not surprising considering my Instagram habits previous to that. However, the real proof of the pudding is, did this make any difference to my website traffic and therefore my sales? All this effort to post every single day to Instagram, was it worth it? Did it make an impact? So I can easily track clicks through from Instagram, as I have Instagram landing pages set up for both of these Instagram accounts. So the link that's on both of these Instagram accounts goes directly to a page on my websites. So one on ethereal.com, one on createandthrive.com. So I can easily track and see what clicks came through from Instagram to my account, which makes this very easy to do. Now on those landing pages, I have multiple buttons that go elsewhere on my site, like to my shop or to my YouTube channel or to my podcast or to my about page or whatever. So it gets a little bit murkier at that point as to, directly connecting sales to website clicks. I know I made one ethereal sale thanks to one of my Instagram posts, but this was a customer who had been meaning to purchase the product from me for a long time. She saw that particular product on my Instagram feed and it reminded her to buy the product. And the reason I know this is because she told me, because she's also one of my Thriver Circle members, one of my students. So, I know I got that one sale. That was probably already going to happen anyway, but it prompted her to do it. However, any other sales, I can't really tell for sure if they came from Instagram, because, as I said, once they leave that landing page, it's hard to track where they came from. So let's look at the numbers of clicks. So first of all, start with ethereal. In February 2021, so that was when I did the challenge. Now I did do it for 30 days, so I also did it for the first 2 days of March, but we're just going to use the February stats to make it easy and easily comparable to other months. So February 2021, I had 51 visits from Instagram to my website, my ethereal.com website, and I did 28 posts in that time. Now let's look at the previous months. January 2020, I had 37 visits with 11 posts. December 2020, 24 visits from 1 post. November 2020, 14 visits from 5 posts. October 2020, 31 visits from 1 post. September 2020, 37 visits from 3 posts, one of which was a little bit viral. So if you're just looking statistically at this data, there is no correlation between, posting more often and getting more traffic. I mean, you could say there's a slight correlation in that, February was my highest month of clicks, but 51 clicks through for 28 posts versus, say, September 2020, where I got 37 clicks from 3 posts, or even January 2020, where I got 37 clicks from 11 posts. October 2020 is probably the best one, 31 visits from 1 post. So there's no direct relationship here between the number of posts I'm doing on my account and the amount of traffic I'm getting to my website and therefore sales. Maybe a very slight increase, but honestly, is it worth the effort and the amount of work it takes to do a post every day? I don't think so. All right, let's look at the Create and Thrive stats, see if this trend is the same. February 2021, 147 visits from 28 posts. So January 2021, 147, so the exact same number from 15 posts. December 2020, 39 visits from 10 posts. November 2020, 80 visits from 7 posts. October 2020, 139 visits from 6 posts. Now, I was doing a launch at that time, I believe, possibly for one of my courses, so that could have skewed things a bit. Same with September 2020, 227 clicks through from 9 posts. Again, those higher numbers, I was launching a course at the time, And in January 2020, I was also launching or talking about this particular challenge and encouraging people to go sign up to the Thriver Circle so they could join us for the Instagram challenge. So that may have skewed those numbers a little bit. And that's another thing you've got to think about. If you are doing particular pushes and launches, you can't necessarily equate the number of posts with the traffic, because it could have been your marketing was better, or you had more of a call to action, so people are more likely to click through. And this is where, it's not just posting that makes the difference, it's the messaging that you're putting around that posting. Are you just throwing up pictures every day, or are you actually deliberately targeting those pictures and encouraging people with calls to action to actually go through and click through to your shop? So again, looking at those numbers, there again is not really at all any sort of strong correlation between the number of posts I made and the clicks through to my website. Let's compare September 2020, 9 posts, 227 clicks through. February 2021, 28 posts with 147 clicks through. I think it shows that it really comes down to the topic of the post, like what's the point of the post, rather than the fact that you're posting at all. So in conclusion, is it worth posting every day to your Instagram feed? Does it make a significant difference to how much traffic my business received? The answer is no to both of those things. The results, I think, here are pretty conclusive with this little experiment I did. Posting every day didn't really make any appreciable difference to the traffic I ended up getting to my website. Yes, it grew my accounts a teeny smidgen. Yes, I got more interactions, which in the long run may have a positive impact. People have seen me more, may stick in their brains a bit more, and that's, something that's not to be discounted. I think, that's a really important thing. There's that old story that goes around that you need to, someone needs to touch points with your business 7 times before they buy from you. I have no idea how true that is. It's just one of those marketing stories or myths that floats around, but there is some truth in it that, people who get to know you, like you, trust you, are more likely to buy from you. So, if you are in the beginner stage of your business and you have basically no sales or no traffic and you want to put a bit of effort in to grow that community, then that is probably definitely worthwhile. But I think the quality of what you're posting is way more important than the quantity of what you're posting. Some people have really, really successful businesses that they run on the back of Instagram marketing. And honestly, yes, they are consistent with their posting schedules, generally speaking, but it's more about the quality of the posts. They really put effort and time into having beautiful pictures, thoughtful captions, and great calls to action, and they focus on building relationships. I'm still curious about other potential methodologies here. Like, for example, what if I spend an hour a day or even half an hour a day for 30 days, instead of posting on my own account, spending time on other people's accounts, commenting, liking, and sharing other people's content? Would that have a bigger impact? Because I'm actually getting off my own account and spending time on other people's account, connecting with them in the hope, obviously that they'll come back and connect with me and potentially be a customer of mine. I think that might actually be a better strategy than posting to your own account constantly and putting out your own content constantly. So that is possibly something that I'm going to experiment with in a future 30-day experiment. If you like the sound of that, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to also hear your experience with Instagram. Have you experimented with this? Did it make an appreciable difference? I'll just tell you now, talking about my students who did this exercise as well, some of them definitely saw an increase in their Instagram stats, but when I asked them the question, did you see any sort of increase or appreciable difference in your traffic to your website or sales? Everybody who's responded so far has said no, which is really interesting. So again, take it with a grain of salt. This is an anecdotal experiment, but I think it's worth realizing, and it's, for me, definitely a great experiment to show me that, I don't need to be posting to Instagram every day. I think those days are long gone. Back when we had a chronological feed and you wanted to stay at the top of people's feeds and be visible constantly, that's when regular posting really made a big difference. But these days, it's all about engagement. Instagram will keep showing your post to people for days if people keep engaging with it. So it's really more important to focus on the quality and focus on content that people will enjoy and engage with, and it's more likely to actually reach more people that way. So what's my strategy going forward? I am planning on going back to my 3 times a week posting schedule on my Create and Thrive account, where I post like a post promoting my latest video or podcast, a post that's like a quote or inspirational posts, which always do really well on that account, and something else which might be like featuring another maker or a feature Friday or something like that. On my ethereal account, I'm probably going to stick between 2, maybe 3, depending, posts a week. I don't think I really need to do any more than that. Again, like I said, my Instagram is not a big part of my marketing strategy for my jewellery business. I really focus on search engine optimization and good photography. Most of my customers come through search, especially Etsy search, so it's not a huge part of my marketing strategy. I think looking at these results, I'm probably better off spending more time on other strategies like improving my SEO, spending a bit more time on Pinterest and possibly even YouTube. I'm seeing traffic coming through to my jewellery businesses via my YouTube videos, even though that's probably more makers checking out what I do rather than people who are going to be buying, but you never know. So that's what I plan on doing going forward, is to focus more on the quality, as I said, over quantity of the posts I'm going to be putting on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want more videos on how to have a successful and profitable handmade business and also happy and healthy work from home lifestyle. That's what I talk about on this channel, and I do regular monthly 30-day experiments. Some of them are about business, some of them are about personal life. I've got a section for that over on my main channel page, so if you're interested in that sort of thing, you can check them out over there. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Jess Van Den. I'll be back again soon with another video, and goodbye for now.